Google already stops deep search paging with a CAPTCHA. A reported test would swap that puzzle for a sign in tied to a real account. That swap is the identity check this video is about, and it matters independent of whether this exact test ever ships broadly, which is the reason to keep watching even though the citing behind it is thin. Search engine land's Barry Schwartz reported this on August 4th, a sign in prompt showing up where Google's CAPTCHA usually sits, past the third page of results. The entire evidence chain behind that is one screenshot, one outlet, and no comment from Google. Call it observed, unconfirmed, and worth tracking for what it would mean if it holds, more than for what it already proves. 4 days before this posts, on July 20th, 2026, a federal judge in the Northern District of California threw out most of Google's own copyright claim against SerpApi. The broader claim is dismissed for good with no leave to amend. A narrower claim tied to copyrighted knowledge panel content survives, but only for 21 days from that order, landing on August 10th. As of the docket's last recorded update on July 29th, that date still stood. It will already have passed by the time most people watch this, so check the live docket before you trust that date as settled because a refiled complaint changes the slide and the close both. Line the pieces up and a pattern does appear. Google already had its ordinary anti-scraping lever, the CAPTCHA, reached for a copyright law lever anyway, and that mostly failed in court. Now, it appears to be testing a third lever, one that needs neither a court nor a takedown notice to work. Connecting that legal loss to this test is my own read, not something Google has confirmed, and is the argument the rest of this video rests on, even if the citing itself turns out to be nothing. The mechanism difference is what actually matters here. A CAPTCHA solve is anonymous and disposable, something a scraping farm can produce all day without leaving a trace behind. A signed-in account is a persistent identity. Google can trace it or suspend it across every session that follows, well past the one where it first got caught. That's the identity check this video is named for, a different kind of proof than a puzzle ever asked for. 3 things worth actually doing. First, open a signed out browser, run a query your own rank tracker already monitors, and then click past page 3 yourself. A CAPTCHA stopping you there means your tool already clears that wall every single day, and you should know that about your own setup. Second, ask your vendor directly which positions they claim to cover and what their fallback is when a crawl gets challenged mid-session. That question matters most for share of voice and competitive visibility tracking, which need many tracked positions across a whole category to mean anything. Third, and this one carries a real deadline, check the live docket before you repeat August 10th as a settled fact, because this piece's own deadline will likely have passed by the time you watch it. The verdict here does not depend on this one citing surviving. A platform that loses a legal fight over unauthorized access reaches for a technical control instead of a court, and the existing CAPTCHA plus this reported sign-in test read as exactly that move. Google has confirmed neither the test scope nor any link between the two events. Connecting them is my own inference, stated as such in the full piece. The write-up is on my website, and I would genuinely like to know what you found when you ran your own tracker signed out, or what your vendor said when you asked about fallback coverage. I'll see you all in the next video.